Hello. No one's here, so hey, I'm by myself. All by myself. This is my first lonely live stream. I haven't got anyone on. Well, nothing I can see. Yep. Ugh. Baby. Dropping everything today. Look, I seem to have more people here. Hello! Can you hear me? Right! Am I audible? Can you hear me? It seems like it's the microphone thing at the bottom says you can hear me. Good morning, whoever's here. Say hello! I want to know who's here, who's watching me. I've got one thumbs up. Hey! Righty, that's done. I've got 3 thumbs up. Who's here? You got to let me know who's here. I don't know who's watching. Apparently there's 7 people, but no one's talking.
I'm so lonely. Speak to me.
Right, so that's straight. That's got to be ground before I round it. So I'll leave that just there. Now they're straightening something really long. It's mostly straight, it's not completely straight. That was the barrel, wasn't it? Okay. Now, what's the worst bit? So bend here, bend there, and a couple bends down there. So I think I might start from here. There. See if I can get this straightened out. Now, come over and talk to you. Let me type something. Is anybody there? Hey, I don't know what happened there. Come speak to me. Seriously, there's no one on chat. Like I'm just talking to myself. It's the first sign of insanity. I know I'm already fairly insane, but hey. Apparently 10 people. There's 10 people here. Come on. And it's a live stream, so I'm having a cigarette because I can. If Denise, if you're here, I know you're going to get. I'm going to get in trouble off you. No, there's no giveaways today. Not here anyway. People are probably live streamed out from. Oh, I just lost 2 people. Said no giveaways, and 2 people dropped off. That's funny. Yeah, well. Okay, Sarah. Whatever will be, will be. Feeling very lonely and unloved, guys. Yep. Okay, so people are talking. I just got notified that people are talking, so I'm not seeing the chat. I'm going to have to see what's wrong with this chat. Just a moment. It's telling me there is no chat. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if that works. Hey, there we go. Look, I've got a whole chat going on. What the hell? All right. Sorry about this, guys. Okay. Let's see if I can read some of this now. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat. So let me scroll back up and say good day to everyone. Okay, so g'day, Rob. How's it going? Audio is good, cool. You can hear me. I'm working on the chisels. Yes, that's right, Jared. JT, how's it going? Bob, you're not a figment of my imagination. Thank you very much for letting me know that you can actually hear me and that there was something wrong with my chat. Mule Kick, g'day everyone. G'day Mule Kick. Daniel, Mr. Crawford, how are you? I can see that now, Matt. Thank you very much. G'day Coffee, how's it going? SNS, how's it going? Metalman, Kenny, how are you? Dana, hello. Noah. Yeah, I will. I'm definitely going to let you know that Dana, today's a mail day, so hopefully this afternoon I get a notification to say that we get some. Apparently a lot of stuff's being held up in customs, so I will definitely let you know if I don't get them by next week. Yeah, I did. I fixed my chat now. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Aaron, how are you? Mountain Critter. No, it's not your fault. I'm sorry. There was an issue with my chat. It's my fault. I take my shirt has no power there. Okay, there we go. All right. So, yep. I thought no one was here. Sorry, their coffee. All right. So now that I can see the chat, let's try and put this back so I can see what's going on. Okay. No, it's definitely not working. When I have it popped in, it's definitely not working. So I'm going to have to pop out the chat and just keep it. Just keep it up. Oh, yeah. So, all right. So I will show you the forwards that's been busted up. Just a second. I've got to move this off the side so I can actually see what's going on whilst I chat. Alrighty, so as you saw, it fell off the thing. So what's happened is all my refractory on the inside of this side cracked off. It bent up around here. So I've done a little bit of straightening already. I've got to redo the refractory, unfortunately. Refractory cracked on this side. I've already tested the burner. Luckily, there's no cracks or anything in that. No cracks along the joint here or anything like that, thankfully. But yeah, super bomb. But no, so luckily it's just cosmetic. Basically, it's just the casing, and I need to redo the Satanite and the refractory. So mainly, it's just something that I have to make time to do, and I just really haven't been bothered / had the time. I've had a lot of other things going on this last couple of weeks. Let me put this back, and I'll chat this a bit more. So it might be news to some years, but my partner and I are actually looking for a property at the moment. We're looking to buy. So we're basically looking at a blank canvas, so we can build a house and I can build a massive forge. So if any of you ever decide to come around, we'll have plenty of workspace and maybe multiple forges and multiple anvils. You never know. But that's the plan. So that's what my partner and I have been doing the last couple of weeks, searching around and stuff like that. So my time hasn't really been limited, but it's been spread thin. So what I'm doing at the moment is actually straightening up these bars for the chisels. So I'm making a set of long chisels for making didgeridoos. So they're kind of like they'll kind of be like bowl gouges, but longer, so that you can get down right down inside the didgeridoo in order to basically clean it out. Now I'm making it out of a coil spring. These longer ones probably won't be hit by a hammer because the force and the weight of the actual chisel dropping is what's going to be used. I've got a shorter one there for the that I'm making as well. That will be used with a hammer, so I'm going to have to dress up the edges and stuff like that. And this other one, a long one, so I've got a wide. This one's going to be turning into a wide gouge. Let me bring it up closer so you can see. This one's will be turned into a wide mouth gouge. And the other one that I've got in the forge at the moment will be a thinner gouge. And I've also got to make a draw knife as well. Yeah, yes, I know you'd want me to move down there, Sam, but it's too bloody cold. I feel about the cold how you feel about the heat, mate. What have I missed? Hey, how's it going, Hans? Okay. I'm surprised you're awake there, Sam. It's only, 7:30 there, isn't it, roughly? Now, if you haven't noticed, this is my new blower. Replace the little tin one. This is the Zomax 25. It goes pretty. I have to say, it goes pretty well. Apart from the shitty bass, that's right, okay. G'day, White North and West Walls. How are you? Yeah, so the Zomax, the actual blower itself is really good. But the base is a shitty cast. I dropped it whilst I was trying to assemble it, and this just snapped. So, I mean, it's cast. At the end of the day, you're not supposed to drop these things, but life happens. Dump them there for a moment. Hey, Monkey, how's it going? Let's get straightening this out. No, it's not up my head. If I stopped yakking and kept paying attention, I'll probably have this done by now. Okay, that's straight. Right there, yep. Right, what's going on? I saw that challenge there, Sam. That looked pretty good. Well, that sucks, monkey. Yeah, don't forget to smoosh that like button, like that smoosh button. Nice, Metal Man. Speaking of wax, I've got some preservatives wax I've got to make up today. I've got the Caranuba wax, I've got the bees wax, and I've got the D-citrine, I think it's called, to make up some preservatives wax. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I'm no good. I'm no good at ambidextrous. You never know. I might do it today. I might do it on this live stream, Sam. Hang on. See if I can do it now. Just straighten up this bar, so I've got a slight bow in here. I've still got some wiggles down there, so get rid of these wiggles first. Might need to get rid of this bow first, to be honest. Keep wanting to roll on me. Now, this barrel used to be my old burn, well, was my burn barrel. No worries, Sam. Have a good one, mate. I'll catch you on. No worries there, Rob. Thank you very much for dropping in. Yeah, preservatives wax, like a Renaissance wax type thing. It's an old oh, you were talking to Kenny. Yeah, so the preservatives wax I'm making is kind of like an original type recipe for Renaissance wax. But the issue with Renaissance, the issue that this original recipe had when it was used in the museum, in the British Museum and stuff like that, was it was slightly acidic. So over 50, 70, 100 years, it would actually cause corrosion to the artifacts. Whereas if you're making something new, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I've got some of that to make. I'm going to do the recipe and see if it works first. I've also got some pH strips to actually check the acidity of it to see if it actually works as a preservative wax. So anyway, as I was saying, this barrel is actually my old burn barrel for making my charcoal, but it's started to burn out in the bottom here, so I've got another barrel on the thing. But unfortunately, my last burn doesn't look like we just brought the barrel in and upended it to actually get the charcoal out. It looks like it didn't actually burn through properly, which is a pain because it means I've still got some timber in the bottom there, as well as charcoal. So I've got to pull the timber out and then try and use the charcoal as well. So it's a little bit of a pain, to be honest. Good. Seems like I've still got a lot of timber in here. Quarter of a barrel's worth, which is a major amount of here. All right. Do it the hard way. I need to longer broom over there. Look. Right, so what's everyone saying? La 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 la. Yeah, I don't have this. I don't have the ability to do it on the property I am, simply because it's not my property. When I move, eventually, when we buy our property and stuff like that, I will be looking at a whole different ways of making charcoal more efficiently. So, and that includes a drum in a pile of earth with the chimney and the piping the wood gas back in and all sorts of things. So it's going to be a bit of a more of an experiment later on when I get to my new property, when we eventually buy it, when I find the right one. At the moment, hands are kind of tied with what I can actually do out here. So that's the reason why, even though it's a little bit less efficient, the way I do things that way. Ben. Woo! That's good. No worries, JT. Thank you very much for coming there, bud. Keep shaping your wood. So I'm making long chisels for didgeridoo make long gouges for didgeridoo making their monkeys. making, of course, yeah. So with didgeridoo making, they've got the white ants eat traditionally. The white ants eat out the centre. Now, normally, what they traditionally do, what the Aboriginals would do, which would be basically a long, slow process of heating up a stick, burning it out, heating up a stick, burning it out, and slowly burning out the core of the actual of the didge to even it out into a smoother bore on the inside. Now, modern ways of making didgeridoo is basically chiseling out what would traditionally be burnt out, and it also helps in the tuning of the didgeridoo to certain notes and stuff like that. Good friend of mine and my partner's is actually a very well-renowned didgeridoo player, and he also makes his own didgeridoo. And he's asked me to make him a few chisels. So that's what I'm doing. I've also got to make a draw knife. So I'll get into that sometime this week too. Yeah, out of Quill Street. So this actually started off as a piece just like this. This was actually going to be another one, but I realised I made this one too long. So that's the reason. So I've got two long chisels and a short chisel to make. This was going to be another long chisel, but I realised I've had enough anyway from what I already cut. So that's the reason why that one's not straight. It took me about a day to straighten all this, half a day to straighten all this spring stock as it is. So apart from this bow at this end, a little bit of a tip, very, very tip there. Stick that in. Stick that in there. Make sure she doesn't roll. Last thing I need is that long piece of rolling and kicking off and throwing charcoal and everything everywhere. You don't want flying hot steel, of course. What did Ben say? Listening with the door. That's not uncommon there, JT, is it? You always got something in your hand. Yeah, so it needs to draw. So the draw knife in didgeridoo making is to take off the bark and also help shape the mouthpiece. So normally they taper down to a larger bell. And the mouthpiece, so you can actually blow into it, is smaller, and that can either be carved to shape to fit the mouth, or you can put beeswax on it to help shape it. But so the draw knife is not only for taking the bark off, but it helps shape that taper. So that's what I need to make one. So how I'm going to treat the sword. After I fix my gas forge, I'll be bringing it up the temperature. Then I've got to weld up basically a pipe for the hardening process, so I can drop it straight in. As for the temper, well, I've got to figure that out, but I'm probably going to use the gas forge as well and manually keep an eye on it and manually temper that back insofar as I can. That's what I'm going to attempt anyway. But that's coming up. I'll give you a peek at what it currently looks like. So give me a sec. It's still on my filing block. So this is what it looks like at the moment. I've pretty much got the edges all parallel, or not parallel, but they're all smooth and tapered. I'm just draw filing the front and the back of the blade at the moment, because as you can see, if I can bring it up, so as you can see, that's smooth, but it dips out in some points along the edge of the blade. So I've got to bring them back into flat. And once that's done, the shillet now has been basically rough shaped. I've got to bring it a little bit more even on the sides here. File out the round into here, so don't have any stress risers there. Even up the tang, And then basically the blade is done apart from heat treating. Then I've just got to work on the cross guard, the pommel, and the handle. But yeah, so this is my sword, and for my training purposes. So yeah. Yeah, I don't have that much lead there, JT, and I can't get access to that much lead. I've heard a salt bath does the same thing, or you can temper with salt, but I basically it's just a matter of I'll do what I can do. There's going to be a little bit more research, of course, into this. So at the moment, it's about 1.5 kilos. So what's that? I think it's about 2 pounds. No, it's 2 pounds to a kilo. So I think it's about 3 pounds at the moment, all up for the entire blade. Of course, that's going to lose a little bit. I'm aiming probably about sorry, it's about 2 pounds at the moment. I'm aiming for about 3 pounds once it's actually finished. Let's put that aside again. Well, actually, as you can see, it's got the taper, and I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's actually also got a distal taper, which is exactly what I was looking for. I forged that distal taper in, and the draw filing has just been to smooth everything out. Right, so that bow starts out there. That's straight. Yeah, it's just got a slight bow in it. Starts about the middle. So what I might do, bow's there, it's got straight there, then a bow's there. So what I might do is stick it in to straighten that bit out there. A bit warm. No, Dana, thanks for coming there, mate. I will flick you an email if those tickets don't arrive by next week. Yeah, so a lot of effort's got that. That sword is currently about 5 days in. A broken anvil, a broken forge, and a burn in the hand. And so 2 days of forging and 3 days of filing so far. And then, of course, when I get this tang a little bit more done, no worries there, Daniel. When I get this tang a bit more refined, I'm actually going to be making a drift that matches it, so I can do the cross guard for and drift the cross guard and make sure it's all pretty and stuff like that. And also, I might, depending on the punch I have, I might have to make a punch to match too. So that's the plan. Them's the things I've got going on. I haven't given blood to the sword gods, but they took their pound of flesh. So when I was actually forging the tang out, I cooled off this end, and so I could hold it. And I'd been working on about this section prior to it, so I'd actually cooled it off, and I cooled off to about here. Anyway, when I went to pick up the sword out of the forge to actually work on the tang, I grabbed a bit too far up, so it actually singed me a bit when I was working on it. So that didn't tickle. Yeah, I'm aware that they're definitely projects on their own. So that will be interesting. And of course, I've got a friend of mine that's a leather worker, so I'm actually going to be getting him to make the scabbard eventually. But I'll show you what I worked on yesterday. If you stick there. So this was attempt number 2 at a candle lantern. Let me have a show you there. So this is actually all finished. Nearly. I've got to drill some holes from the handle. I've got to finish off these bars. I might cut them a bit shorter or round them out. And then I've got to cut the glass to fit. But as it sits, that's how it goes. I'm going to cut off the bottom to this bottle. And it sits over there like that. And we'll have a wire handle that you can carry and stuff like that. So that's what it looks like. That was, like I said, that was the second iteration. The first iteration, which is a bit heavier, was this one. Now, I messed up because I put this leg on backwards, but also in the process of forging these round, they were too small. So I had to have a thinner bottle that will fit. It's still pretty looking. I still like it. I do have a thinner bottle that actually fits. So I'm going to cut the glass off that and put it in that one as well. And this still works, but at the end of the day, there were 2 projects. We've got a video coming up on that shortly, and that'll be really nice. Mr. Coffee, are you still here? We've got JT asking. Thank you. I thought it was pretty good. But I cheated on the second one because rather than forging the actual ring, I just cut it out of a section of steel pipe. That's still got to be blackened. Like I said, there's still a little bit of work to do, right? But yeah, so cut it out of a section of steel pipe. And I have to shout out JT because I've got this copper rod, square section copper rod, which I used as a rivets, but I had to forge it down, and I'd never worked with copper before. So JT gave me some tips on how to do that. The JT from Drayson's Forge, just to let you know. He's here. He's right there, but, you know, some of you might not know who he is. I highly doubt that you don't, but you never know. Oh, what happened there? Oh, wow. I've broken the anvil again. Well, that's a good job. It wasn't the top plate this time, it was the second plate. I'll show you in a sec, just a second. It still works, but just got to straighten this out a bit, so just give me a second. All right. So, this isn't hot enough to. I'm quenching it, but it's not hot enough to actually harden because it's cooled down enough. So I'm just quenching it so I can work the other side for the moment. So I don't burn myself when I handle it. And I'll look at this anvil. Let that sit there for a second. So let's see what I've done here. Oh, wow. Okay, so look, the top plate's come off. Well, that's interesting. I knew it was going to happen eventually, but that just means there's going to be grinding. Yes, I'm so hard. I've broken tiny again. That's all right. I've got the welder there. I've got all the tools to fix it. take the magnet out from under there. I knew something was wrong because when I hammer on it, it's got that ting sound, and that's what happened last time I broke my anvil. So, but there it is. It's on film this time, so I can show that I've broken the anvil off again. That's the problem with homemade anvils, isn't it? That's all right. I love Tiny. Forge welder back together. I don't have the ability to do that by myself, unfortunately. What was I doing? That's what I'm doing. So, I've got a bit of a warp there. Everything else is straight except for that very end. So that is going there. I'm going to need something to hold that up. Yep. Oh. Stump anvil, yeah. That's why I call him Tiny, because he's made out of a railway time. Oh, sorry, not railway time. Forklift time. Got railway spikes. Got railway on my head now. That'll only take me an hour or so to fix. You watch. The next split will be down the sides where I'll break off this the angle line I've got that's bolting the actual thing down the timber. Just tool maintenance is what it is. G'day Jim, how's it going? I intend to make a stump anvil eventually, because I think they look cool. My first port of call is getting a quote-unquote real anvil. Tiny's weight is approximately, including this, I know including the stump, it's about 80 kilos, so it's about 160 pounds ish. I'm pretty sure without the stump, it's about 70 kilos, which is about 140 pounds, roughly. So, where's my hammer? I put my freaking hammer down now, I can't find it. I'm gonna straighten these wiggers out first, and then I'm going to straighten up that wall. Now I'm going to find my hammer whilst this is heating up. I did the typical blacksmith thing, put something down, forgot where I put it. Right there, right on the other side of my anvil. Yeah, about 80 kilo. Well, this is the second time I've actually broken my anvil. I broke the top plate off, the actual striking plate, when I was forging out my sword. About 2-3 weeks ago, broke the top plate off, so I had to re-weld that, and now I've broken the bottom plate off. So that's life. It happens. Like I said, it's just tool maintenance, really, is what it is. I mean, this is. Well, I made this when I started. That was some of the first videos on my channel. So this is, September 2018 is when I actually built this. So the fact it's lasted this long for a homemade anvil, and I've only, I've broken it within the last month, is exceptionally good. So now it's just, like I said, now it's just a matter of grinding that off, and that was done really badly with a stick welder. That's the reason why I've got that Gorilla Snot Weld t-shirt, because they look like Gorilla Snot. Now I've got a MIG welder that I can get in there and crank the amperage and heat it up a bit. I preheat the plates a bit and with a blowtorch and actually get a little bit better weld. Exactly, Daniel. Actually, one of the plans that me and my friend have is to actually do that, but we're looking at getting a small crate or something and shipping it back to Australia via the ocean, which will take a few months, but buy a whole heap of tools while we're in the US and then ship them back to Australia. That's part of the plan. So if I find a decently priced anvil while I'm in the US, that's worth it, I might buy it and bring it back. That whoop-de-doo, right. There. Right, this is getting higher and higher. I need to make myself an adjustable fan at some stage too. The list of things I need to do just keeps getting longer and longer, doesn't it? It's always the way it goes. Yeah, that's it. Well, put it this way, Holler, where I am, one of the cheapest world anvils I've ever found was a beat up piece of junk that was $2,500 Australian. So that's what, $1,500 US. It was about 50 kilo, and that was locally. And I've seen 3 anvils in 20 years of living in the Northern Territory. And to get one brand new, it's about $1,500 from down south. but then I've got to pay shipping to the Northern Territory, which is another $1,500 odd, depending on who I get it shipped through. So it's one of those things of like, well, I can get it. I'm probably here in Australia. I'm probably going to have to buy new. Whereas if I come to the US and I get an anvil for say $700, which is about 1,400 Australian, and I'm shipping, a half a ton worth of tools back to Australia anyway, it might work out to be worth it. See? So when it comes to anvils, you got to remember Australia doesn't have the blacksmithing heritage that the US does, or Europe. Australia was only, discovered in 1750, settled by 1790, or colonised by 1790. So, by that stage, the industrial age it's kind of started, and then by the time, and our population has always been smaller, so we didn't really have the blacksmithing history, so there's not that many anvils in Australia. Which is why Australian blacksmiths cringe whenever we see those 4th of July anvil shoots. We kind of go, why are you doing that to a good anvil? Any anvil's a good anvil. Right, that's better. The next hook in here. Making things straight and everything is really the boring part of blacksmithing, isn't it? Jim, you probably, if it's 120 pounds, it's your dad's old anvil and it's a historic one, you'd be surprised how much it'd be worth, mate. But it's worth more to you being an heirloom. What are you blaming Hans there for, Ben? What did I miss? Because Eduardo has your swage. Is that what you're blaming Hans for? Yeah, that happens. They've got a hole in them. Right, next whip is near at the end. And then it's just got a slight bow, which I've got to correct. And then it's straight, and then I can work on the actual the end. work on this. All right. That was a bit warm. That's the warm part. That's what I did with the sword blade and why it burnt me. Except it was a lot hotter than that was just then. But then where's that whoopty there? Right in the middle there. Let's see if I can straighten it out cold. No, I'm gonna have to warm it up. It's only a light warp right in the freaking middle. Right there. I'd say. Oh, we're gonna need a bit more charcoal. While that's igniting, I'll come over and have a look. Vulcan. That's pretty good. You don't use it for forging, Jim? You mean you don't use it for forging yet? Or have you got another anvil that you use for forging? Drop something. Does that count? You know what? When people aren't on here and I'm not talking, time seems to drag. When people are on here and I'm yakking, it just seems to fly. I can't believe it's been an hour and 14 minutes already. I don't think JC needs an excuse. Besides, he's working on his, he's polishing his wood. I mean, he's working on his hammer handle. Hammer handle. One day I'll learn English. I don't speak English, I speak Australian. G'day, Elwood, how's it going, bud?
enough to straighten out.
Oh. And that's straight. So now I have to figure out a way to cool off that middle section so I can actually hold the bloody thing. Because I've got to work on this end and trying to hold it down that end so I can work this end is going to be a pain in the butt. So I've got to cool off this end. I'll cool off the middle so I can hold it further down so I can work on the end. Okay, so what's going on? You're dreaming of a living there, Ben. Oh, how's it going there? Evan? New bandsaw? That flash. I wish I could get one of them. As with everything, it's freaking expensive here, so. That should be good enough, I'd say. Tolerable. Right. So now, to work on the actual chisel end. Let's move the coal back to where it belongs, in the actual fire pot. Now the last one, this one actually ended up upsetting the end, so I could, basically use the weight to upset the end, so I got a little bit more mass, so I've got this nice wide spread on it. This next one, I'm not going to do that because it's only going to be a thin one, so 131 pounds of the Vulcan, that's pretty good there, Jim. That's a really good weight anvil there, Jim. For a lot of things. Now, because this plate's broken off, this isn't going to be as efficient as I'd like. But at the end of the day, I can still work on it for the moment until I can pull my finger out and weld it back together, which will be later on today. Testing where I can hold onto it. Up here still a little bit warm, but down here, alright. Hey, you're the one who said it, JT. Yeah, I probably do, and I'll probably get around to that at some stage. Another one of them at some stage jobs. Right. Oh. An a-hole. I'm an a-hole most of the time. Apparently, what I've been called anyway. Probably going to tack weld this today when I get the welder out. Stop it from turning. I initially left it unattached so that I could take it apart, but I think because it turns while I'm cranking it, I think I might just tack weld it in place. It's not that heavy. Now, to make it flat on the one side, it needs a bit more heat. Now, because I'll show you with this one, because it's this chisel is going to be running down the side of a didgeridoo. If you actually look, this side is pretty much flat with this inline, whereas this side's beveled. So what I'm going to do is actually grind the chisel point into this side, and when I curl it, this side will be flat, so it runs against the wall of the didge, whereas this will be the cutting edge or the bevel for the cutting edge on this side. So that's the plan anyway. Because there's not very many people that make these, there's no real template on how to make them. No worries, JT. Thank you very much for coming. Go eat your food. Say goodbye to say g'day to the tribe for me. And I'll see you if you come back. Hey! These set screws come off. I have to get some Loctite for this, I think. Put it on so the bastard never comes off. Right, so that's now flat. So I'm going to let that cool down so I can grind the bevel in it, and then grind the bevel in it, then I've got to heat it back up, then I've got to shape it. Then I've got to heat treat it. So I'm going to do that not on the live stream because I've still got a fair bit of work and I've got some grinding and whatnot to do. So leave that over here. So that cools down. Yep. Can go over here. So that's that done. No worries there, Evan. Thank you very much for coming there, bud. Be safe. Be good. Hi, Denise. We lose one Barrett and get another one. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with that one day, but first of all, I'm going to get some Loctite and hold it up. What should I do now? I should probably start with one of them draw knives, eh? Give me a sec. Had to run and grab some water. Oh, thank you. Hello, Barrett kids. Had to go out to water and run out, so. And particularly with you here on here, Denise, I know you kicked my butt if I wasn't drinking something. Let's put only piece of steel in. Actually, I'll put both of them in, start working on these draw knives. Yeah. I'll just let them soak in there for a moment while I come talk to you guys. Something needs some oil. Yeah, probably me. I squeak a bit. You'll always be the Barrett tribe to me. You'll survive. So yeah, so got the two draw knives to make. One for me, one for the Didge maker. And that should complete the set. Hopefully I can get them finished, if not mostly finished today. because we're actually going to see them this evening. So, yes. Denise, it's very rarely cold here because I'm in the Northern Territory. So basically our temperature is kind of like Florida. So yeah, it's always hot and humid here. It doesn't really get, we get cold mornings, but by lunchtime, it's back up to 20, 25, 30 degrees Celsius. G'day, Bowen, how's it going? Welcome down under. Well, it's currently 10:22 a.m. Oh, and I've got. Oh no. I thought I had a message from my lovely partner, but it was just she tagged me or something. Yes. So yeah, it's always hot here. So that's the reason why I had a conversation with I have a running joke with Sam Towns. He likes the cold. If he could move to Antarctica, he probably would. But I'm a tropical person, so when I was down working at his place, it was 40 odd degrees. It was lovely for me. I found it beautiful. It wasn't really that hot. I'm in the forge, but it was with the closed in walls, it was a bit warm, and I said it was a bit warm. He goes, gotcha. But the general temperature, because it wasn't humid, was lovely for me. Whereas, he hates it. Oop. Okay. So, yeah. I didn't get the fires here there, Jim. In the Northern Territory, we get fires every year. We have an annual burn-off cycle. But we didn't get the bushfires that they had in New South Wales and Victoria and parts of Queensland because it's different climate and different. They don't have the yearly burns that we do, so we actually get rid of a lot of our fuel every year because we have a lot of. That's what my forge is named after is a type of grass that we have here in the Northern Territory called speargrass, and it can grow 8 foot tall. But every year it dies off and falls over and creates a lot of fuel for bushfires. So we burn it off every year across the Northern Territory so that we don't get that several years worth of build-up that they do across Australia. Now those fires down south were an indirect result of about 7 to 12 years worth of fuel load build-up. Because they don't do the annual burns down there anymore. It does. Proper fire control is a very important thing. Climate change is a factor in the sense of Australia is hotter and drier for longer than it's ever been. That said, Australia's always been a country of droughts, floods, and fires. It's always been like that. Australia's always been a dry continent. It probably has been for the last couple 100,000 years anyway. And so as a result, the extent of our droughts now is a thing that contributes to fire. But proper fire control is still the top cause of why it happened. Fire control was in place, but there was still too much fuel. If they went back to burning off every year, they probably wouldn't have the. I'm just bear in mind I'm no expert when it comes to fire management in the southern states, but I do know it is a contributing factor. Well, as far as I can tell, California has a climate much similar to New South Wales. That's the reason why when the California fires happened, there were a lot of Australian firefighters that actually went over to assist because the fire conditions are very similar, particularly within the mountainous regions or the hills. is very similar to what was happening around the Blue Mountains, the Great Dividing Range, and through the hills and the mountains in Victoria. But the only problem I have with California is that when I was looking at coming to the States, I was going to bring some leather with me to go see Newton. If we had to stop off through California, they would have confiscated off me because it's kangaroo leather. California doesn't allow kangaroo leather, which is kind of weird. But anyway, but luckily Newt's got his leather now, which is good. I had it shipped directly to him. I'm having a bit of a break at the moment. Oh, you're up towards Granddad's in Virginia, I believe. In Virginia? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I've got US as a continent, as a country is a lot wetter than Australia. Now that's just in the centre. That's the heart of Australia. Uluru or Ayers Rock. That's Australia's stone cold heart. That's why we all. Granddad's in Pennsylvania. Okay, I knew it was close. I mean, it's that general region. So your states are a lot smaller too. So Bob's in Virginia. I knew one of them was. Like I said, it's that general area. You can fit. It's like that. Like what is it? Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, and all that. They can all fit into like half of New South Wales. Okay. Yep. I haven't seen much from him lately. He was doing a big spate of videos, and then I haven't seen much. Maybe it's the way my YouTube is set up. Maybe it's not showing it. I'll have to go and have a bit of a bo peep. Sure, Denise. We know you're in love with all the blacksmiths. You married one and you claimed the rest of the family. Yeah. Well, it wasn't outlawed. It was only that you couldn't have been. You must have been here in like 2017 there, Ben, because they only fully shut down climbing the rock in 2018. Reason being is because prior to that, it was advised not to because it is a sacred site. It's like having a heap of tourists decide to climb Notre Dame or some of the world famous cathedrals just because they want to. So the Ayers Rock is actually a sacred site. And up to they've fully banned it now. No, there's no climbing. They've actually removed all the guideposts and everything like that. But prior to that, it was advised not to, and it was depending on the temperature because it's in the desert. So basically, there was about an hour in the morning when you could climb it during the summer, and during the winter, it was only about 2 hours because the temperatures would go up to 45, 50 degrees Celsius, which is about, upwards of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. People were getting severely ill and injured. Yeah, whatever. We know, Denise. G'day, Alex. How's it going, mate? So 2018, all right, no worries, Ben. Wish I had known you then. You could come up and see me. Mind you, I was living in the suburbs then, so. Let's see if this is hot enough for me to start forging yet. Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. give me a shake. We can't. I guess that wasn't dropped forward, so I only dropped the hammer, but I dropped something. So everyone drink. When Rob buys his plate, absolutely, absolutely. You're all welcome. By that stage, I'll probably have bought my property, so you'll have plenty of places to camp. And it only rains for 6 months of the year here, so if you come in the dry season, which is your summer, we have perfect weather. We get no rain. It's nice clear skies. You can camp outside for the whole time. Down on there. I've got something happen here which I've never seen before. I might have to grind that off. Leave that aside and grind that off because something seems to be falling over. So just like look like I'm working on one. Oh, you can snuggle with me if you want there, Daniel. But you're the little spoon. Done it again. All right. That's annoying. Hi, Monica! See if I can do the sports car challenge. Oi! Tell you what's hard, the accuracy's a pain in the butt. Yep. Don't like my accuracy with my left hand. What's going on? You changed your name, Monica. It's Sister Donut now. Is Mr. Donut floating around? Three tomahawks. That's pretty cool. Awesome, Monica. By the way, hi James. If James is around as well. See you, Jim. Thanks for coming there, mate. Catch you next time. Yeah, that apron was bloody nice there, Monica. Looks really, really nice. Suits you too. Well, I hope it's what you got it for, isn't it? All right, well, that's a really good idea there, Monica. Make some small hooks and some leaves and stuff like that. It's a really good thing to start with, and that way you can get used to your hammer control and stuff like that, and your hammer grip and all that before you move on to forging big projects. Because of course, the more complex, the more you got to swing the hammer. So, you know, at least with hooks and leaves and stuff like that, you can get something out of it straight away. You can see some results to your work. I'll show you another really good thing to do with small rod as well. There, Monica. Just give me a moment. Is another really good thing to do with small rod is those hairpins, medieval style hairpins. I'll show you what I mean in just a sec. In this box? Yes, it's in this box. So that, and you got the pin, which you can see it's got a little bit of screw work. You got some flattening work. It's a complex shape, and then you got a pin which is just a 6mm bar, and which is 1/4 inch bar, and you square it out, put a taper on, do the hook up, do the loop on the end, and then of course that sits in there like that. That goes in your hair to hold your hair up. So that's a really good one to actually for a beginner as well, because it's a nice easy job, but you've got all those complex shapes as well. So once you do your hooks and stuff like that, you get a little bit of practice in. They're really good to do as well. Eventually make a hammer for yourself. That's a good idea as well. I've got to eventually make a hammer for myself as well. I've got some more stock that's good size for making hammers. Going to pick up this weekend, hopefully. No worries, Alex. I've only got about 5 minutes left, so I was only going to go for about 2 hours, and then I was going to call it. Like I said, this was a sneaky one, so you know. Yeah, I roll my own pretty quick. I've been doing it for a while. I usually smoke TaylorMades, but trying to cut back and quit eventually. So going on the rollies, I don't smoke as much because I don't pre-roll them for that reason. So I actually have to stop and roll. It takes me a little bit more time. I am in the process of trying to quit. This will be my 6th time attempting to quit. Hopefully this one sticks. I did quit for a year, but then I had to go to a wedding and deal with people. I got hair. Mine's only down to my shoulder blades, but it's luscious. Can't take myself seriously. If I take myself seriously, you know, yeah, that's it. Costs too much. I mean, I'm one of those people that actually enjoy it, but it costs too much. It's not good for you. Better have a drink while I'm standing there, right? Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, Aaron. It can be done. It's just with the weight of that and how dry it is here, I don't have any way to quench it. I don't have any way to temper it or harden it. And I don't have people that can assist me in actually putting in the fire, pulling it out, putting it together, and then wailing on it. Most anvil builds require more than one person. That's really cool, Denise. That's right. Tomorrow's Friday over there, isn't it? Yeah. Friday here today, so it's the end of the week. Sadly, I've got to go back to work next week. But 1,000,001 things to do before then, and I've still got 3 days. I've got today, tomorrow, and Sunday. It's always busy here. Always busy at Speargrass Forge, and fingers crossed I'll get my sticker from Dana today. Touch wood. Hopefully they'll come through customs and actually arrive at the post box today. So Only a couple of weeks ago there, Aaron. Oh, well, happy birthday to Giggles for Sunday. Oh, I'll say it myself. Happy birthday, Giggles, for Sunday. Oh, yeah. He'd die just from the heat. 15. I know. JT owns a shotgun. Sam will eventually come to Darwin. Yep. One of the blowers. Obviously, there was more than one blower there, wasn't there, Aaron? Oh, well, that's still pretty cool. That would have been an experience. I first got into blacksmithing when I was about 14, 15. That's scary, Denise. That's scary. Monica, sorry, had a brain fart. All right. Well, it's coming up to the hour, the second hour. So I better call it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. There'll be, of course, there was a video released yesterday on forging my fetish foot. Go check that out if you haven't. And there'll be more on that fetish foot coming up in a few weeks. There'll be a video on doing these chisels coming up as well, and a few other things in the pipeline. So you guys have a lovely evening. Sleep well for those of you in the US and Europe. If anyone here from Europe, those of you in Australia, you guys have a wonderful day. Although I doubt there's anyone in Australia because most of them be working. So have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers. Thanks for coming. I gotta find my mouse now. Hey, wait, where? Nope. Okay. My buttons work. There we go. Now it works. Okay. Bye, guys.